007 First Light is 48 hours away, and the internet has already decided that it's a disaster. Why? Because a man who hasn't spoken a word in 5 years gives James Bond directions to a cave. I wish I was lying here. We are witnessing a masterclass in making a mountain out of a molehill, and honestly, it's embarrassing to watch. This is our first serious Bond game since 2012, for God's sake. And people on Twitter right now are currently tearing up the floorboards because of a 20-second shrug by a celebrity cameo from KB Lame. Here's the clip if you haven't seen it already.
Wouldn't know where I can find the Tranquility Cave by any chance? Thanks. You think?
Yeah. That's literally it. You have people posting tweets online about how they're going to cancel their James Bond pre-order just because of this little 20-second harmless, fun, campy, whatever you want to call it, cameo in a freaking video game. This is James Bond, mind you, a franchise that has spent 60 years being a cultural icon, a sex symbol, a walking billboard for watches, cars, and whatever celebrity was popular that week. And if you think a TikToker is too modern for Bond, you haven't been paying attention. Let's actually talk about some notable examples within the live-action James Bond movies of the past, if you still don't believe me. In Die Another Day, we had to sit through a 3-minute sword fighting scene with Madonna that felt like a fever dream.
Do you mind? I think I've come undone.
Why not?
In Casino Royale, Richard Branson just casually walks through an airport security line for no reason. Do you get the point already? This series has always existed in the real world. So why is it that we can accept 007 driving a specific brand of car for 20 minutes of a movie, but a 20-second silent nod to the most famous man on social media still to this day? I'm not glazing him, by the way. I'm just presenting you the facts. I haven't watched a KB Lame video since 2020, bro. But back to my point, it's the kind of thing that would be called a clever bit of world building if it happened in any other franchise. But because it's a TikToker, it's suddenly a signal of the apocalypse or something. Here's the thing that gets me riled up more than anything else. While everyone is busy arguing about a man who doesn't even speak in the game, they're ignoring the actual red flags surrounding the launch of 007 First Light. If you want to be worried about First Light, and if you're really a true fan of the game and the developers behind the game, don't worry about the cameos. Worry about the technical state of the game. Don't get me wrong. There have been some drastic improvements that IO Interactive have made with this game, including the lighting improvements, which I think make the game look so much more fuller and alive and more cinematic as it should be. It should play and feel exactly like you're in a James Bond movie. And they're doing a great job at establishing that vibe and that tone thus far. Yet, look at the discourse that's currently taking storm online. Nobody is talking about the optimization anymore. Nobody is talking about the actual gameplay mechanics or whether the stealth loop feels rewarding. No. They're too busy being radicalized by a 20-second shrug from KB freaking Lame, a guy who I haven't even heard of or watched any of his videos for the past 6 years. I understand that there's still a lot of fans of him out there, and of course he gets all these views and stuff like that, but I don't care about KB Lame. I care about my freaking James Bond game, bro. This is the radical nature of the internet in 2026, you know? We ignore the technical failures, the performance issues, actual mechanics of the game just to scream about something that literally, and I mean literally, has zero impact on the story besides just being a fun, campy little thing. I'm not saying First Light is going to be a perfect game right off the bat. That's not the point. But let's at least be miserable for the right reasons. If the game itself is broken, let's talk about that. If the AI in the game is dumb, let's blast it. But canceling your excitement and your pre-orders over a guy pointing at a sign is just plain weird. I don't know, man. Get in the comments and tell me what's actually the deal breaker for you. The technical performance of the game or the guy shrugging and pointing at a sign.